We are looking at one of the oldest texts in human history, the Rigveda. Written in ancient Sanskrit, it is traditionally studied as the foundational literature of Hinduism. But if you pick up a translation and start reading the first 20 hymns, you will likely hit a wall. The verses feel disjointed, aggressively repetitive, and deeply confusing. You won't find the sweeping character arcs of the Iliad or the moral chronologies of the Bible. There is no traditional mythological narrative here. Analyzing these hymns requires moving past literary or theological frameworks entirely. These verses function much more like a schematic. They outline the precise operation of a mechanical cosmic engine. It is a machine built on strict inputs and outputs, engineered by ancient societies to ensure their physical survival in a harsh world. The Rigveda is an operating manual for a transactional technology. This technology operated on a closed-loop economy of sacrifice. Early Vedic culture prioritized material security, exchanging physical goods for tangible survival. We can see exactly how this exchange worked by isolating the data in Book 1, specifically the first 20 hymns. By tracking repeated terms like soma, wealth, sacrifice, and kine, a rigid structure emerges. Our goal is to map the exact flow of this ancient economy. To do that, we will build the machine the text describes, starting with a basic 4-node circuit. The system operates on 2 distinct vectors. Human offerings flow upward into the divine network, and material wealth flows downward to the humans. To truly read the Rigveda, we must construct this circuit, node by node. We begin at the point of origin. Node 1, Agni. Agni is commonly understood as the fire god, but in the mechanics of the ritual, fire serves as the required technology for transmission. Look at the exact language in Hymn 1. The text explicitly defines his role: Agni, the chosen priest, god, minister of sacrifice. A minister is a working official executing a logistical task. Hymn 12 details this task further. Here, Agni is designated as the messenger and the herald, given the specific command to wake up the willing gods. Agni represents the upward vector. He physically carries the kinetic energy of the ritual out of the terrestrial realm, signaling the pantheon. This photograph illustrates why the physical fire sits precisely in the center of the practitioners. It operates as their transmission dish. Without Agni, the communication channel remains closed, and the engine cannot connect to the network. A transmission engine requires power. That brings us to Node 2, the fuel. The text mandates a massive input of a physical substance known as soma. The hymns treat soma as a highly volatile liquid. Hymn 9 refers to it directly as the active gladdening juice. It required precise chemical mixing. Hymn 5 dictates the formula, noting the somas mingled with the curd. Managing this substance required highly regulated physical infrastructure. The workspace itself had to be specially prepared. Hymn 13 specifies the layout, requiring sacred grass that drips with oil in order due. The meticulous preparation of soma transforms the human ritual space into a chemical processing plant, churning out raw calories to run the cosmic engine. Those calories were directed to a primary consumer, Node 3, Indra. While Agni serves as the courier, Indra is the heavy machinery that performs the actual work. The text outlines the sheer scale of fuel this mechanism requires. Hymn 8 states, "His belly, drinking deepest draughts of soma, like an ocean swells." This immense consumption serves a strict functional purpose, converting chemical energy into overwhelming martial force. We see this conversion output in Hymn 4. The soma drinker immediately becomes Vrutra's slayer, generating the power necessary to helpest the warrior in the fray. Indra's violence on the cosmic scale guarantees the ultimate military success of his human patrons on the ground. He is the kinetic engine of the pantheon. The humans supply the heavy caloric input, and Indra performs the heavy lifting necessary for their survival. This brings us to the final downward vector of the circuit, Node 4, return on investment. The practitioners of the Rigveda did not pour resources into the fire to achieve abstract enlightenment. They expected tangible, material dividends. The demands are explicit. Hymn 1 reads, Through Agni man obtaineth wealth, yea plenty waxing day by day. And they specify exactly what kind of wealth they need. Hymn 4 demands, the rich one's rapture giveth kine. Kine means cattle. Hymn 9 combines these physical and social requirements, instructing Indra to give Indra wide and lofty fame, wealthy in cattle and in strength. The transaction is completely straightforward. The exact volume of fuel provided dictates the exact number of cattle returned. The system is perfectly reciprocal. Human investment directly finances divine intervention, which pays dividends in prosperity. When we zoom out, we have a fully connected structural diagram. Historians classify this dynamic as do ut des, a Latin phrase meaning I give so that you may give. It is easy to lose sight of this logical model when you are staring at the archaic language of the source text, but understanding this circuit explains why the hymns are so repetitive. You don't write a new plot every time you turn on a machine, you just execute the required sequence. Agni is the upward vector, Soma is the fuel, Indra is the kinetic mechanism, and cattle are the output. So, if you sit down to read the rest of the Rigveda, stop looking for narrative plot. Through this lens, the Rigveda functions